Sauce is beautiful. It could possibly be one of the greatest creations within the history of cooking ever. It can greatly increase the sophistication of a meal, but at the same time it can also hide the taste of the food that it's on. I think one of the most commonly used sauces is ketchup. Everyone knows ketchup can be used to change the taste and texture of something like a hamburger. It can turn this dry slab of weird meat into a slightly better, a little bit yummier dry slab of meat. But if you put too much, your burger gets ruined. The taste of the patty is gone, and suddenly you're overwhelmed with a salty, sweet, citrusy taste dominating your taste buds. I want you to try and take a spoonful of any sauce in your house. Like, I'm serious. Try it. You'll find that it's gross. It's disgusting. Unless you're just, it's really yummy. I don't know. Which brings me to a really good point, which is the goal of sauce. The goal of sauce is to complement a food that already has taste, not to create its own taste or mask the already existing one. The only exception here would be foods like wings or chips or like pasta that are kind of meant to have sauce on them. When you eat something like a Taco Bell taco, it already has the texture and unique identifiable taste, but then you add the hot sauce and then suddenly you get a completely different experience. It's not completely taking over the taco, but the original taste is still there. But you can also taste the sauce and how it blends with the taco. It reminds me of the scene in Ratatouille where Remy combines these two different foods and different tastes to create an equal and different experience, not only physically, but obviously emotionally. Sauce is there to make each bite of your meal a different journey and keep your taste buds and brain interested in what you're eating. Now, this kind of ideology can work directly with real life and hobbies. Hobbies are made to make your life really interesting and fun, and it can bring a nice, much-needed break from your job, but if you become too obsessed with them or focus on them too much, your life can start to fall apart and you'll lose yourself. Just like if you add too much hot sauce to food, the food can become too spicy and you'll lose that original flavor. Blend your hobbies and work together so you can still enjoy both. Use the sauce to make your food more exciting, but don't get too obsessed with that feeling, otherwise it can ruin your food. These different sides are very fragile to deal with, and it's important to keep both balanced. It's a little weird to think of it in sauce, but it makes sense when you start making those connections in real life. And I really like this analogy with sauce and life and hobbies, but it can actually be used with different things like breakfast restaurants. And I know it sounds a little weird, but trust me here. Listen. Yeah, breakfast is the most important meal or whatever, and I cannot tell you how nice it is to go to a good breakfast or brunch place and eat like a bunch of pancakes or something. But the other day I went to one of these places and I actually noticed something fundamentally wrong with these types of restaurants. Now, this might just be a personal opinion thing or a preference, but I'm sure someone can agree with me here. Breakfast restaurants have too much variety and also too many options to choose from. This can come from the basis that there are so many foods that can technically be classified as breakfast foods and that people like to eat them, but you can't eat them all. Think of a place like IHOP. You want to enjoy a nice breakfast there, and you look at the menu and you notice there are a lot of options. Like, there's obvious stuff like waffles, pancakes, and omelets, but then you start to wander more around the menu, and then you find like steaks and burgers and burritos. Dude, there's even like fish on the menu for breakfast. You could definitely eat all of these things for breakfast now that you have all these different options, but you can only eat one. Not only that, but you can't get every side either. You might want hash browns and eggs and sausage and bacon and fruit and whatever, but you know you can't have them all. You're forced to make these sacrifices within the large menu of such a small and overlooked meal. It's very different from dinner, where there are so many different foods that you can actually go and eat somewhere else, but you don't go out to eat breakfast just any day. There are certain days for it, and you're given this special opportunity to enjoy these foods that you wouldn't usually eat, but are confined to your own physical ability, and in doing so, you lose these options that you know you won't really get for a long time. Unless, of course, you just go back another day, like soon after. Now, it's a little bit of a weird side for something like as simple as breakfast, but it can show you these valuable things in life. You can go the easy way and just eat a slice of toast with a banana, make it through the day. You can skip the meal and still fight through the hunger to be somewhere on time, or you can just take it slow and enjoy a nice meal with the people you love and delicious food. But none really comes without a sacrifice. A quick breakfast is convenient, but not always fulfilling. Skipping is not exactly a good idea and healthy for your body. And even when you have these luxuries with a full breakfast, you still won't be able to have every option you want. It's important to have balance to all of these so you have the ability to experience what you might lose sometimes. You might want to hang out with your friends, but then you won't be able to practice for that big music audition that you want to impress everyone with. You probably want to be lazy and eat a bunch of unhealthy food, but you know that won't get you the ideal health and body that you might want to. You have the power to choose a balanced life, and there are ways to enjoy each aspect of it. You don't have to completely fall on one side. Don't always choose the convenience when you're missing out on the big breakfast. Don't drench your food with sauce when you just lose the original taste of the food. I think balance is a really important thing in everybody's life, and it's often overlooked. Without it, you might not be able to take a break and relax, but at the same time, you might not be able to do good work and focus on what you need to do. And having a balanced life is in no means easy, and it's often hard to realize what parts of your life you're spending too much time on and what parts of your life you should be spending more time on. But it's very achievable, and once you have that balance in your life, then you'll be surprised with how much more you can really do.
Like this garlic butter pancake.
Wait. That's a burger.
No, it's not. It's our new pancake. Just ask our mascot, Mr. Pancake.
Hi, friend.
But he's a burger too.
You're a burger, too.